This is our Project 12 Part B for our EDM 310 class. This is by Kayla Szymanski, Raven Williams, Haley Mars, and Alyssa Sherman. Today we're going to do a lesson for kindergarten class, and we're going to do the senses. Today we are going to learn about sight. So Haley Mars is going to come up and teach.
Thanks, Raven. Alright, today we're going to do a little bit about sight. And I'm going to need a volunteer for what do we see here. Kayla, would you like to come up?
It's a star.
A star, yay, good job. Alyssa, can you tell me what you see here?
It's a pink heart.
Good job. Y'all have good eyes. Alright, Alyssa, you want to come up here and I need you to draw a line from the yellow Y to something that is yellow. Very nice. Raven, I need another volunteer to come up and draw a line from the B to something that is blue. What do you see here that is blue? Yay, a blue teddy bear. Good job. Alright, and now we have Kayla to introduce camouflage.
Thanks, Haley. Okay, I'm going to talk about camouflage. Sometimes our eyes can trick us into not seeing something, and this is called camouflage. So many animals use this to hide. So in the next slide, I'm going to ask if you can see the animals while they camouflage themselves. So, can anyone see the animal?
Yes, it's a lizard.
Lizard?
Lizard.
So,
I don't see it.
it's right here. Can you see it now?
Yes, teacher.
Good. Okay, so let's try the next one. Can anyone see this one?
What's it supposed to be?
This is a cheetah. See the
There
head
it
right
is.
there?
Oh, there he is.
It's camouflaged. Alright. So our eyes can also trick us into thinking that something is different than we think. The mimic octopus is a great example. So here is a video showing how this animal has camouflaged itself.
Off the coast of Indonesia in the 1990s. It looked like an octopus, but it could morph its shape in an instant to appear as seemingly any animal around it. At first, no one had any idea what it was.
The first time I saw it, I just was blown away. You couldn't get a more spectacular animal. It really is the pinnacle of wizardry.
Biologist Mark Norman was the first scientist to study this seemingly shapeless creature. He named it the mimic octopus.
The mimic octopus makes itself look like a living, moving animal. So it pulls all its arms around behind its body and swims along like a poisonous flatfish called a banded sole. In other cases, if it's getting attacked, it puts 6 arms down a hole and raises the other 2 arms to look like a poisonous sea snake that has bands along its body. If that's not enough, it'll swim along looking like a poisonous lionfish with these banded arms looking like the banded spines that come off these very deadly fish.
So far, 15 separate species are known to be in the mimic octopus act, and Norman is not always sure exactly what the mimic is doing. He observed this mimic scuttling along the sea bottom, looking something like a furry turkey with human legs.
Sometimes it's hard when you watch a mimic octopus doing what it does to interpret what's going on. It's a bit like looking at ink spots in a psychiatrist's office going, I don't know what it is. It could be a piano, it could be a fridge. So you get 3 or 4 divers together and you'll argue all night trying to work out what we think it was mimicking.
Where did nature's greatest actor come from?
Okay. So now I'm going to introduce Alyssa Sherman, and she's going to tell us some more about sight.
Another aspect of sight not being able to walk right is when humans try to do what the mimic octopus does. And that's kind of what optical illusions are. So today we're going to look at a few optical illusions. Does anybody know what this picture is of?
The cup.
I see faces.
You're both right. Here we can see that there is a cup or a vase right here. But there's also the outline of faces here being next to each other. What about here? How many legs does this elephant have? Can anyone count them? Kayla,
5.
where do you see 5?
You want me to come up?
Come here up. And put a blue dot on each of the legs you see. Anybody see any more legs? Raven, you see some? Here. You take a green walk, I guess.
Oh, I see. Hold on.
These are legs.
Good job. There are multiple legs on this elephant and multiple correct answers. This is how your eyes can trick you.
Fast elephant.
What do you guys see here? Haley,
I see a princess.
what would happen if I flipped this picture around? Now what do you see?
An old woman.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
now I see an old woman. An old.
That's
not
crazy.
princess.
There are ways that pictures can not quite be what they appear to be. So we learned today that sight is very important in our daily lives. Does anybody have an example of how we use sight every day? Raven?
To see stuff. To drive.
To drive, that's a good one. So now, if the class will just close your eyes and take out your paper and draw a picture of something with whatever you remember seeing today. See if you can remember.